Hello, welcome back to Matchy Makes. I am Crystal, and today we are going to ply together the now 4 singles of the Jacob's Lamb wool. I tried earlier with 3 to get it to the appropriate gauge, and it just was not thick enough to do like a worsted weight or number 4 gauge. So I spun up a 4th single in the Z direction. So 2 are in the S direction and 2 are in the Z direction. And now we're going to take them all and ply them together. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 all together. And we want this going this direction. Just making sure it is. So all of them go in there. So the backhand is just to keep the strands going in evenly. The front hand gauges how much twist is actually going into the 4-ply. I'm just going to watch it for a little bit and get a little bit on there. I'm just going really slow with my feet. See, it's in there. I'm going to stop. And always hold it tight, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And run off a little bit. I don't know, half a yard or so. And check your tension. Not sure what angle you can see best here. And it does want to bind up on itself a little bit, so we're going to back it up a little bit. And it'll lose some of this as I wash it, so it's not too bad. And it doesn't feel hard. Never want it to feel hard, because no one likes utilizing hard, twisty, kinky stuff, right? I'm just backing it off a little bit. I know it's out of camera, but I'm just backing it off and giving it a little bit more length. That's better. Barely binds up on itself now. Hand rolling back on so I don't add any more twist to it. Really don't need as much twisting as I think I'm going to. Okay, I'm gonna grab my gauge card. All right, so now we got our gauge to make sure we're actually thick enough. We're going somewhere between an 11 and a 9 wraps per inch. And it's snug right into the 11. There's a little room in the 9. So, just about perfect. I am going to spin up a little bit more and then do the rest off camera, because it's all basically the same thing. Just make sure you're not putting too much spin in it. Just enough to keep it together. Might increase the uptake on this. Soft and it's lofty. And it's blended but with some variegation. I think it's a good representation of the actual sheep it came off of. All right. Oh yeah. Don't put your own hair in it. Happens though. And it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Pretty consistent. Alrighty, I'll finish spinning up here and join you when I'm done. Hey, welcome back. Or I'm back. Anyway. The worsted weights Jacob's lamb fleece yarn is finished. It turned out so good. I'm going to skein it up real quick and we're going to wash it and see what it looks like all done up. Now when I was spinning this, the 4 singles weren't even, so when one ran out, I just took the rest of the singles and made a little bitty double ply, and this is like a fingering weight. It turned out super cute. There's just a little bit of this on here, but let's see how many yards we get of this 4-ply. I'll be back with you when this is all skeined up. Six, 57, 58. We'll do 57 and a half. So the total number 157 and a half wraps around. Let me show you how I'm wrapping them. I'm doing a 3-way wrap. So there we go. So I'll show you on this end, and we're gonna tie this end in there as well. So we're gonna split it for about 1/3. Wrap the yarn from the underneath and around and leave a short tail here. Take your longer piece, and that's gonna go down through. All right, make sure this little guy stays up. Take your other 1/3 here, up, around, and through. So now you have loops on either side. We're gonna take this end. It's already looped through here once, but just so we don't lose it, we're gonna wrap it. So have it looped through here. We're gonna tie it there, and then we'll loop it back through. And I am going to make a bow. Alrighty, there we are. And, oh, I wrapped this really tight. I'm just gonna pop it off. I'm gonna see. Ooh, it feels nice. If it's over twisted, yeah, it's a little over twisted. So when I wash it, I am probably gonna shock it a little bit, and that will help even out the twist. So I'll be back and I'll show you how to wash it and shock it. Hello, welcome to the washroom. Today we are going to wash up this beautiful Jacob's lamb fleece, the worsted weight that we worked on, and the fingering, because this was the leftovers after we ran out of a ply, right? So we're gonna wash it up, hopefully get some of this overspun out of it, which on this one I think it will be really easy. This one, is a bit kinkly. And there's a technique I'm going to use that will help get that out, and actually these fibers that are a little bit underspun, little fluffies, it'll help bind those back together as well. So let's get to the washing. All right, we have a tub full of fairly hot water. We're going to use just a little bit of soap in here. Doesn't matter what type of dish soap you use, or you could use like a body wash, you know. Just enough to break the surface tension of the water. And that is a wee bit toasty. Whoa. Now I'm just gonna wash these together. And the goal is to felt it down just a little bit, but we don't want the strands locking together. So let that sit for a second. Actually, I'm gonna let it sit for a minute or two and then come back and rinse it out. Alrighty, so this set a bit, and I went and I got my strainer and my spoon so I wasn't cooking my fingers. And I'm just gonna gently lift it out. And there's one. There's the other. Okay. Santa, bring me a new strainer. Oh. So good. That out over here. Back down. We're gonna rinse this a couple times. And I'm just gonna move it around a little bit now that I have the spoon and I'm not burning my fingers. Alrighty. Push on. Alright. And I'm gonna rinse it one more time. Still getting what look like some suds out of there. Filled back up. Also out of the way. The ties are holding pretty well. Going down. Where that little piece of straw came from. Yeah, still looks like a kinkly mess. Anyway, there we are. Can you see what's in there? It just looks dark. Pretty much what it looks like here too. It's just some dark mass. Alrighty, I don't see any white coming up to the top. Playing with a little bit, I'm not seeing those suds bubbles, so we are good. Alright, first I'm gonna go out. Alrighty. You want to push the water out. If you have a spin dryer, you can use that. You can put it just on the spin cycle of your washer. Works if you have a top fed washer. Don't know if it works on a front load. I wouldn't think so, because if it'd fall, it'd smack, and I think that would be good for it. But anyway, don't need set equipment. So just a little, the little kinky fingering my yarn. It was like our leftover yarn, wasn't it? It's kind of nice. All right, get the majority of the water out of that. Then we want to find where our ties are. Remember, we tied it 4 times. So grab it by one. Stretch it out. Ooh. Best we can. I see that it's kind of fall apart a little bit here, so rescaning might be necessary. But stretching it will help get the kinks out of it. So just rotate 1/4 of a turn, stretch and stretch. All right, 1/4 of a turn, stretch and stretch. All righty, so now we got it more or less in the right way. all stretched back out. Now grab one of the ties, and this room needs to be a little wider. Put basically over your shoulder and hit. So you just want to get a good swing over your shoulder and hit it. Quarter turn, swing, hit. Quarter turn, swing, hit. Alrighty, let's do the more balanced worsted weight yarn. Squeezing the extra water out of that. Still really hot. Picking that up. Yeah, there's a few curly cues on it, but not bad at all. I hope you can see how pretty that is. Yeah, it's nice, huh? Whoever thought about putting a dome top on a dryer probably should rethink things. Does not work well. Okay. This is now all wet. Always have extra towels handy, right? One thing we should never really get rid of is our towels because they're good for so many things. You see, this one became a painting project too. Get a lot of that moisture out. Oh, it's so squishy. I'm just gonna put in here. So find one of the ties. Make sure you don't have anything go in weird spots so you see it's not in here evenly. So we're gonna pull, quarter turn, pull, quarter turn, and you're just stretching your arms apart. Good arm exercise, right? Oh, it's pretty. I don't think it's gonna need near as many flaps. But I'm gonna hold it through the middle of the finger, and we're just gonna hit one side, and then quarter turn, move that. Quarter turn up, up. And I'm hitting both ends, so it's on the part of my hand that's not going anywhere. So quarter turn, quarter turn. Good. There's no real rule on how many times you need to whack it, just until it feels good to you. And then go back through and, you know, tighten it back up again. Use those muscles, stretch. Try to keep even pressure throughout the whole skein. Stretch. And my ties are holding up really nice. Even the ones that have the end bit of the yarn in it. All right, there it is. We're just gonna hang it out and let it dry. Check on it in a few hours and maybe rotate it. So if you have them hanging double, you just wanna move each one around, or single, just move it around a little bit. Put some air between those strands, because it's like a ponytail, right? You have it tied too tight, it won't dry. Happy spinning, happy knitting, and most of all, happy making. Until next time.